Namaste, everybody, and hello. I want to talk for a second about what is going on right now. I've had some very interesting sessions this past week, and I had some women saying to me the other day, "Oh my gosh, this ascension, it's going to be like the parting of the Red Sea. The Red Sea is just going to open, and we're all going to have one of those moments of walking through the waters." And and I wanted to tell her, and that sounds lovely and that would be amazing, but it's actually not happening like that. We're very aware of this split that is occurring, but what's happening in this moment, especially and in this year, is that there's a lot of people that are moving through this tunnel. It's like the tunnel of expansion. Moving from the 3D to the 50 and going through that fourth dimension can be very uncomfortable. It can be it's like not just shedding that skin, but there's a discomfort in it, a metamorphosis in it. Today I met with a woman. I was very aware of her guides talking about transfiguration. And what happens is when you lose an old version of yourself and you step into this new version of yourself, it can be a little uncomfortable. And going through that tunnel, especially, and you're the light because you're holding the flame, so you're the light. There's sometimes where you're going to hit the wall and that light's going to shine and you're going to see aspects of yourself that you're going to have to take a look at. Because in order to step out really into that place where everybody sees you and you see everything and everyone, you're going to have to look at these aspects of yourself, not just love them, but forgive them, release them, bless them, and also not hold on to anything there. I was aware that a friend of mine had posted a Dolores Cannon thing the other day, and Dolores years ago had talked about on this new earth ascension, you can't move in that place with fear. And she's 100% right. So you can, because fear, fear doesn't exist. It's just those aspects of ourself that has been wounded and it's still in there. So we have to not just go inside, but open that up to release. When you think that the scariest thing on earth, as whatever that may be for you, and with a lot of people, it is leaving the body, it's dying or dying in a horrific death. But when you get to the realization, the truth that there is no death, that there's only a continuation, that fear gently releases. But what we are seeing at this time is there's a lot of people that are stepping into that area of releasing these shadow aspects of themselves and letting that go. And as they're stepping into these fields of awakening, there's other people who have been around them that it's going to feel like they're almost going in the opposite direction. Because as you begin to move up, people around you, it's going to feel like you're separating and separating from them. That's just part of this process. And that's okay. It's okay to be climbing the mountain and the air gets very thin up there. So as you climb up, the higher you get, there's a lot of people that were with you before that can't breathe up there. And so the beauty of that is when you get up that mountain, you're going to either run into people that you knew before that are now on that mountain with you. And it's perfect. It's perfect synchronicity where you step back in and go, oh, hey. But then also there's going to people up there that you're meeting for the first time, but all of a sudden your souls know each other. It's that, yes, I know you. I've known you for years, for dimensions, for lifetimes. It's just that familiarity and that soul connection. Something that has been happening predominantly in the last week is I want you to think of inside your body. Of course, you have your astral body, your soul that's inside right now, what you are wearing. What you're wearing is a meat suit. It's the human suit, and it's the name. And inside, you've got these beautiful, delicate strands of DNA. And in these DNA, there's different things coded within them. So think of when you go to buy a new computer and you bring the computer home, you've got your basics in there. You've got your internet, you've got your basic apps. Think of yourself like that. So you've got these basic apps inside of you. And every single time you you step into a new version and shed an old version of you, what you're essentially doing is you're being recoded, you're being upgraded. So much like you power the computer off, you get powered off when you sleep and you astral travel, you go to sleep, and all of a sudden, these downloads come in, these upgrades and these codes, so that when you can awaken, you can start to function at a higher level, a higher vibration, much like the computer starts to go a lot faster. So you can then step into that frequency, which is moving from the 3D to the 50, with better focus, better awareness, better comprehension, with more love, with more kindness, with more compassion. So that is where we are right now. There's a lot of, for those that don't really know what codes are, upgrades, there's a lot of that happening. This past week I was traveling and I got some DNA strands, if you will, upcoded. So I was very aware of my guide stepping in and removing old DNA strands that were done, burnt out, done, don't need to be in there anymore. And they re-put new ones in me and they did a little coding. So when upon my return, I can all of a sudden, it's like tearing off the old lens and suddenly seeing through the new lens. And so, especially when I look at people and I can see that matrix around them, I can look in and see different areas within them that is expanding and ones that are really stepping into their higher potential, and then ones that are maybe no longer serving them. So we're really moving through, if you will, this tunnel of 4D, moving through this discomfort, but also facing those aspects of ourselves, nothing to be afraid of, but facing those aspects of ourselves, and at the same time, receiving these new codes or these upgrades so that you can function in that higher frequency. That's why it might feel at this time that so much is coming to a head. Things are kind of bubbling again as if we're back on that timeline loop of 2020, but we're not. We're not. I promise you, we're not. I do want to say something else that they are telling me right now. The collective, us, we are more powerful than we even know. We have within us that God consciousness, that divine consciousness, the power to literally create anything, anything. And when we sync up like a bunch of wireless routers and we join together, we can change the entire field. We can shift the earth, the planet. And I want you to think of some of the little ones that are, were running the game at the very top. And because they don't have God consciousness, they don't have that divine within them, they can't actually make things happen. So they'll throw things out into the auric field, into the universal field, into the humans, the hybrids, the star seeds, into all of us, and hope that we all believe what they're saying so we can join together, sync up, and actually create what they would like us to create. That's why I always say, do not sync up to fear. Do not sync up to worry. Do not sync up to the lower frequencies because that's them. Only sync up to that which you would like to create, that which you would like to see on this earth, in this new earth, especially in this new fifth dimension, and in your current reality. Don't take the seed and create something that's not of you, that's not what you want. They don't have the power to do it. We do. So whenever something comes on, that's why I say turn off the news, be aware of the frequencies that you're listening to, the music you're listening to. Only participate in that which is uptone. It's recoding you in a really positive manner, and only jump on board with that which you feel, yes, I want that to be part of my reality. Yes, I would love that to be in my world. This goes back to even dis-ease, even illness. When we did an evening with Mary Magdalene last month and she was channeling through me, she actually said, there is no disease that exists. She said, there's none. There's only that which you believe exists. And whatever your mind decides, your body becomes. So it's not that you have to watch your thoughts. It's just that you don't have to take on, believe, and therefore create everything you think. So when the seeds are thrown out there, when the powers that be toss these little things out there, you get to decide. You get to choose. Do I want to make this part of my reality? Do I really want to step into this? Do I want to wear the coat of this? Or do I just want to sit back and say, no, not for me. Not for me. I'm going to choose what I would like to put in to the auric field, into the energy field, because we live in a universe, a world of cause and effect. And what we put out does come back. So that's when you decide. And during this time of the tunnel of 4D that we're calling it, and you're climbing the mountain and you're breathing in that fresh air, don't look down and say, oh, well, I kind of feel bad. Maybe I should go back to that. There is no going back. There's no going back. You can hold space and you can love people and say, hey, when you're ready, I'm right here. Come on. but people can only join you where they're at, not where you're at, where they're at. And people can only hear you to the degree that they can hear themselves. So just be aware, even though this is a solo journey for you, it is a collective journey for humanity. So you need to keep walking your path, have your staff, keep listening to your inner voice, your inner dialogue. And if it doesn't serve your highest purpose and it's not what you would like in your path, don't put it there. Just decide you're going to toss that out. There is no need for it. You're walking up the mountain. If the coat is getting too heavy, toss it away. You don't need it. You're as warm as you need to be, and you are right where you're supposed to be. I'm telling you, you've got this. This is your path. See those aspects of yourself, love them, let them go, and keep creating only that which you would like on your path. Sync up. Sync up, my loves. Sync up. The collective is here for you. Light is flooding in, and we have got this. Stay the course. I love you. Namaste.